A massive thank you to Jared, Devlin, S. Dooley, Ahmed and Floria for subscribing to the channel. If you want to be featured in these clips, make sure you subscribe down below. Hello everyone and welcome back guys to a brand new video where today we're here back with round 13 of season 2 of the F1 22 My Team Career mode. Yesterday we returned to the Hungaroring, of course. Yeah, we've had a bit of overlap recently between this series and the Haas Road to Glory. But of course, as always, a massive thank you to all of you for the insane and continued support on the channel. At the time of recording this, we're getting very close to 80,000 subscribers, so if you could help me get one step closer, it would be massively appreciated. But yeah, this weekend though, we head back to the Hungarian Grand Prix, last race before the summer break. Currently we have still got a few bits and pieces in the works there. Of course, if you missed out on the last video from Le Castellet, yeah, would definitely recommend going back and checking it out. But yeah, currently though, we have still got 2 more upgrades in the works. They're a major part on both the aero and the powertrain. Hopefully, before we jump into the summer, of course, we can get one more chassis in the works as well there. But yeah, currently though, championship-wise, still sat in P10 at the moment. Finally getting back into the swing of things over the last couple of race weekends. Points at Austria, points at Le Castellet, points maybe at Hungaroring as well. It's not often a track that suits me particularly well, but I think, you know, if we can really go all in on the aero side of things, we might stand a chance this weekend there, as Hamilton still leads the way. 7 points though the gap has come down to between him and George Russell there, with, I mean, Valtteri Bottas and Lando Norris both not far away either. McLaren and Mercedes, they're really duking it out for the title this year, but yeah, we've just got to try and continue on the good run of form we've had in the recent weeks. I don't think we've got to change any power unit components. No, we're pretty safe on all of those. So I guess, yeah, let's just jump into it then. Hungarian GP weekend. Fingers crossed, maybe more points. Right, well, let's jump into it then. Free practice here from the Hungarian Grand Prix. Like I said, it's often been a track that hasn't really played into our hand on previous F1 games. But of course, with the new patch now on F1 22, should mean that we have got a little bit more of a fighting chance, especially now as we don't have to worry about, you know, having a quick enough car down the straights anymore. You know, we can focus on making sure we've got a car good enough through the corners. So as we jump into our tyre wear run first of all, fingers crossed this weekend can then once again be a bit of a turning point. And out of the final corner then, oh, it's going to be close. We just 15 thousandths of a second in it, but we get the tyre wear run done first time of asking. Right, next up then, race simulation run, and we're going to try and be a little bit cheeky here as we head out of the final corner and use Pierre Gasly just to springboard me there. You can just see now though, so much better. Now the AI haven't got a ridiculous advantage. I'm going to be very cheeky and cut right in on Pierre down at turn 1. You know, if that was a race, horrendous driving by myself, but as it's free practice, he didn't accidentally lock up and run into the back of me, so we got away with that. Well, we actually failed our first lap in this race simulation run, but since then we've been doing pretty well. We're not miles under the delta, but we are safely now picking up green scores, but it does feel like we're having to go for quite aggressive attacking laps. And then round in the final corner then to finish off my race sim run, it is going to be another purple score. Bit more of a challenge though that time. While trying to get one lap hooked up around the Hungaroring has never been my strength on the previous F1 games. I don't know what it is about this track, I've just always struggled to try and get into a good rhythm round here, but we'll see what we can do in the qualifying sim run. Far more importantly, we need to try and make sure we do it on Saturday there. But you can just see out the first couple of corners on the race sim run, we're 4/10 up. In the qualifying sim run, we're pretty much even. And through the final corner then, this is going to be mega close again. 3/100ths, we just about clutch up in the qualifying sim run there. We actually go fastest currently on the board. It reckons we did it, and now reckons we didn't. Did we get that? Right, well, okay, apparently it doesn't think we managed to get the qualifying sim run done and dusted then, but, I mean, we definitely got the points, so, yeah, not too sure about that one then. I suppose we better jump on towards qualifying. Right, let's get into it then. Saturday here from the Hungaroring. Last weekend at Le Castellet, we made it back into Q3. Since then, I have upped the AI just by a few more clicks to hopefully keep things nice and balanced on F1 22. I definitely feel, you know, we should be fighting into Q2s most weeks, but I think, yeah, Q3 sort of top 5s is probably a little bit unrealistic at this stage of the game. As you can already see, Verstappen goes fastest in his Red Bull, but yeah, I just want, you know, try and find a decent balance still, as that is a lot of curb through turn 4. Right in the final couple of corners there, catastrophic understeer through the final turn, but we try and put the power down up to the line, and we do go third. Oh, yeah, we might still be trying to balance out the AI a little bit, but Q1 they can be a bit strained. Right, well, everyone trying to get out then for a last-ditch attempt in Q2. You can see I'm in 11th, Teo Porcher up in P13. Now, that'd be a fantastic result if our teammate can make it out of Q1 this weekend. Of course, Teo, yeah, really has jumped in, and done pretty well so far, at least last week out in Le Castellet. But let's just see if we can try and improve our time, though. We have got one of the mercs right behind me, so fingers crossed we don't trip over with George Russell. But yeah, we were just getting a bit too close to the drop zone. I didn't really want to risk it in Q1 as we ride through the final couple of turns. I'm actually getting the sense that maybe that first lap wasn't as mediocre as I thought it was there, as we just about sneak back into the green. Oh, got the car wedged in the drain out of the final turn. Times are improving though, but we do hang on to P13 there, and I think that's both cars into Q2. There we go then, end of Q1. We make it through in P13 now, but look at that, Verstappen wants to rewrite the wrongs from last weekend. I mean, Sainz in his Alpine up in P4. We really have reached a new level of parity in Formula 1 there. I mean, look at that, 20 cars separated by 1.2 seconds there. It was just Latifi and Drogovic that really struggled and didn't make it anywhere near Q2, but I mean, we're only a couple of tenths away from Q3 here. It's certainly not impossible. Both cars into Q2. We love to see it. Well, 9 minutes left then as we're about to start our first run of Q2. Fingers crossed here we can try and just get a good time on the board once more. Teo Porcher currently up in P12. I think a fantastic qualifying position for our teammate as we chuck it down through turn 1 there. We are still trying to tap the curbs through turn 1, and I'm not sure it's the way to go. Whether it's worth just trying to run a little bit later on the brakes and then hope we can get the nose rotated through late apex it a little bit more. Through turn 2 there, really difficult actually to try and put it through turn 2 and turn 3. They're so easy for the rear end just to get a little bit upset there. As again, you attack the curves through turn 4. Lucky to get away with that one on the exit. And then turn 5, the car is always trying to push you towards those outside curbs there. As I think for the first time this weekend, I actually completely grounded the car out there over that outside curb. So this lap's probably not going to be one to write home about particularly. But we'll try and just keep it tidy there as still more and more mistakes creeping in. This has not been a great benchmark here in Q2. Nice and tidy through the exit. Down in towards the final couple of corners we go. Just trying to get the car nicely over the curbing. Let's just wait and see. Oh, come on, tidy, 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 please. There we go. Really nice pickup in third gear there through the penultimate corner. But round in the final turn, where are we going to be at the end of our first qualifying run? We pretty much match Porcher's time. It's only P13 though. Final run then of Q2. We're really going to need a miracle. We want to try and sneak into Q3, but will we say Porcher move himself up the order as we try and get the best, widest run out of the final corner? I don't know whether everyone's just starting their laps or everyone's just come to finish them, but every single car in the top 16 is out on track at the moment as we head down through turn 1. I'm going to try to avoid the curve that time round, but again, you've got that weird plateau on the exit there that can make it incredibly difficult to try and put the power down through turn 2. Just trying to, again, balance the throttle on the exit there, really attack the curves through turn 3. Want to try and give yourself the best run as you head up the rise in towards turn 4. There, oh, big wobble as you try and nudge the curb in, and it absolutely did not like that one as we try to avoid the curbs through the next turn. Again, this lap not quite where I wanted at the moment. Let's really concentrate through sector 2. So far, so good through there. You can see another 10th up at the moment, and that can be the difference between myself and Teo come the end of qualifying. But now down in towards the final couple of turns, trying to just build up the confidence, build up the speed still with the car, and hope we got a little bit more grit to fight with there as Mick Schumacher improves his positioning up the order. Alex Albon still sat in P12 at the moment. We do find a couple more tenths. It's P11. We just miss out on Q3. That is heartbreaking. And well, there we go then, just at 2 tenths away from making it into Q3 there. But Lando Norris fastest on a 1:15.6. That is a rapid time from him. But I mean, look at that. 14 thousandths of a second between Mick Schumacher, Albon and myself there at the end of qualifying. 16 thousandths of a second between Théo Pourchaire and Pierre Gasly. It's going to be very, very close as we try and get into the Grand Prix tomorrow, but both Alpines, both Red Bulls, both Ferraris, both Mercedes, both McLarens in Q3. If we can try and sort of stop that blockade, then maybe we've got a chance. Let's get into it then here for the Hungarian GP. This channel is proudly sponsored by Bybit, the official crypto partner of Red Bull's Formula 1 team. I've been using their platform for my personal crypto savings over the last few months, and when they got in touch to support the channel, I was super, super excited. Currently, they're offering you guys a special new promo for the first 100 of you to deposit $10 or more onto the platform. You'll get another $10 free. Also, 5 lucky winners will get their initial deposit doubled up to $1,000. That means if you deposited $1,000 onto the platform using my codes below, you could be within a chance to get another $1,000 completely free. We've seen the landscape around crypto drastically change over the last couple of years, and I genuinely believe it holds an important place in our future. However, please be careful as always when trading, as you are liable to lose money. But if you're interested and you're 18 or older, click the link down below to get started and see why Red Bull and myself, as well as thousands of others, trust Bybit as their crypto.
It's race day in Budapest as we get ready for another round of Formula 1 action. We're not expecting too many retirements at this circuit. There are plenty of current and former drivers with flawless finish rates here. In particular, Ralf Schumacher, who made it across the line in all 10 of his Hungarian Grand Prix starts. 14 corners then for our drivers to navigate at the 2.7-mile Hungaroring today. It's 6 lefts and 8 rights around a lap here, with average speeds in the region of 120 miles per hour. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, edging out Lando Norris, who'll start from P2. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Leclerc, Russell, Sergio Perez and Hamilton, Sainz, Ocon, Ricciardo and Mr. Monaco, Mick Schumacher, Albon, Théo Pourchaire and Gasly, Stroll, Tsunoda, Max Verstappen. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. And Kevin Magnussen, Schwartzman, Latifi, Drugovich and Guan Yu Zhou. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today? And joining me again for the race today, Natalie Pinkham. Let's have a chat about McLaren. What do you make of their performance so far this season?
Well, the atmosphere within the team seems very positive at the moment. Everyone seems like they're in great spirits and having a lot of fun doing what they do. And that has definitely contributed to the performances we've seen.
After the points finished last race, let's aim to keep that momentum going.
Mark, you're absolutely spot on, mate, and especially now Verstappen's had penalties starting inside the top 10 here at the Hungaroring, we could be in for quite a decent little race here today. Tyre wear is always quite a big issue, though, around this circuit, so I'm intrigued to see how we get on during the race today. But medium hards is a pretty sensible strategy to be trying to go along with there. But yeah, Verstappen, after all the issues last weekend, you know, we did wonder after Q1 whether he'd try and fight for the win today, but apparently not. Penalties, yeah, is going to mean he's going to need a miracle this weekend. It's not quite going to be like the Hungarian GP from a few weeks ago. But yeah, of course, as always, we've got a formation lap to navigate first, and then we'll jump into it. Hungarian Grand Prix, round 13 of the year, and then we're ready for the summer break. Right round in the final corner then, got to try and get some heat into the tyres. I've done that again. I'm not great at trying to get heat into the tyres on F1 22. Can I at least get a purple line up? There we go, purple on the start line at least this time. And let's just wait and see what we can do then as the last couple of cars line up on the grid here at the Hungaroring. Let's see, I mean, if we lose places at the start, that is going to be absolutely catastrophic here, but we've got such a good chance at more points. Waiting on those 5 red lights, and it is going to be lights out, and away we go. Oh, come on, Hamilton and myself both bogging down there as Mick Schumacher straight around the outside there is going to try and capitalise as we head down towards turn 1. We are absolutely not going to have that. Up the inside of Daniel Ricciardo as well we go through the first corner as Charles Leclerc, his teammate, tries to battle with Daniel Ricciardo's former teammate, actually, in Lando Norris, through the first couple of turns there. Bottas leads the way. Hamilton, despite the bad start, has somehow snuck his way up to P4 there as both Alpines side by side. Oh, Ocon just gets squeezed out by Carlos Sainz. And we'll say thank you very much as we head up the hill. And Ocon, yeah, nowhere. He's going to be able to go on the exit there. So up a couple of places then in the end off the start of the Hungarian Grand Prix there. That's exactly what we needed here early on because, of course, like we said, it is so difficult to overtake around this circuit. You know, a couple of places, if you can just sit in front of cars for quite a lot of the afternoon, you're in for, I mean, not the most fun race in the world, but certainly, you know, it's possible. Obviously, we've already seen in 2022 that the cars can now fight a bit more in real life, but we've not got a bad car straight line speed this weekend, so, you know, maybe for the likes of your Ocons and your Ricciardos, getting stuck behind me might not be so great. But, I mean, for us, the big goal is just more points today. However many we get, I'm absolutely willing to take, as long as it is at least the one. I mean, we are still ahead of Esteban Ocon in the Drivers' World Championship, so if we could just continue to build up that gap, that would be rather nice. As DRS has now been enabled in this Grand Prix. I mean, we're not losing anything to Sainz either. I certainly think we've done a very, very good job of making sure the car's well-rounded this year. Normally we struggle a bit around the higher speed circuits. That's just generally because the Alpine power unit isn't that great. But at the moment, early on, very, very early on, we are hanging in nicely. I know my job on this channel is to talk over myself playing Formula 1 and talking about it, but sometimes I really wish I did shut up on the F1 22 game, because as soon as I say that, Carlos Sainz and all the other runners in front of him just decide they're going to up the ante a bit more, and immediately, when I just thought I might be able to stay in the DRS train, we immediately now look like we're going to form our own here. I mean, we're not falling back rapidly from Carlos Sainz, but we're definitely losing a couple of tenths a lap to him. I guess weirdly enough though, Esteban Ocon in exactly the same car isn't really applying any pressure to me either. So we are just, I wouldn't say racing into no man's land just yet, but we're certainly holding our own still. I reckon Ocon now might just be starting to get a bit of a hurry up from the team there, as I don't think Mick Schumacher is inside the DRS of Daniel Ricciardo. So it's nice to know, you know what, not really slowing up a huge gaggle of cars. I mean, Ocon and Ricciardo we can kind of accept, of course. Alpine and Ferrari, certainly, you know, the 4th and 5th fastest car currently in Formula 1. And I mean, yeah, like we always say, the gap then down 6th and below is incredibly tight, as that was a lot of curb through turn 3. But yeah, nice to know we're not causing a huge train today. We are just sort of scrapping it out with cars. You know, we are stretching a little bit, which is always what you want to do in F1. There might end up being a really stupid idea here, but just tried to push Ocon outside of the DRS range here. Just sort of seeing if it was possible as much as anything else. Sainz now has lost the DRS to the cars in front, so apparently we're closing down the gap on him, but maybe, yeah, Alpine could be our big battle today. Right, well, Teo now is trying to hold up Max Verstappen in this Grand Prix, so fingers crossed he can continue to do that, but yeah, gap to Sainz again isn't really moving around all too much either way. But we're probably not far away before the pit window. Of course, Hungary is absolutely a tyre-destroying kind of circuit. So we've got to be careful that we don't try and extend this thing too long. But also, I mean, the undercut doesn't work on F1 22 for the human anyway. Well, either Aston Martin are just way off the pace this weekend, or they've tried to go a soft, hard tyre strategy here. Either way, they are a long way behind the rest of the field. Oh, these tyres are not fun at the moment. You know what? Lap 15, we're going to dive in. We're going to try and undercut on F1 22. Maybe the new patch has made them possible. I'm not quite convinced, though, as I don't think we're going to see many other cars into the pit lane, if any at all. Team wanted to sit at the end of this lap, but I mean, 15 and 20 laps on mediums then hards isn't exactly a bad strategy to be going on around the Hungaroring. Fingers crossed we get a nice, clean, tidy stop. That's the big worry. 2.5, go. And are we going to come out in clear traffic? Oh, no, we're going to come out... Oh, cold rubber as well, not going to help us. Oh, we're going to be right in a gaggle of cars there between Drugovich and Robert Schwartzman here, as now we've got no heat in the rubber. Got to try and make sure we keep Schwartzman at bay, though. But this has not worked out well for me. Luckily, all three of these cars on mediums, so they will be boxing soon. As you can already see, Schwartzman able to apply the pressure. Oh, we're all over the show, but we are just about going to hang on. Are we, Schwartzman? Schwartzman thinks better of it. As that is, again, our line through turn 4. Oh, there we go. Shogun Yu into the box just one lap later. Unfortunately for me, Felipe Drugovich decides to hang out for yet another lap there as we're going to activate the DRS nicely out the final corner. So as long as I don't get overcut even by other cars, we should be alright. As we've stayed ahead of Mick Schumacher and Pierre Gasly. I mean, we should still be where we were. Oh, there we go. Teo Porcher into the pit lane. Latifi and Drugovich should join him, which they do. They're going to try and get a nice run out of the final turn. He's going to be fairly close, I feel, between ourselves and Esteban Ocon here. As you can see, there is Esteban Ocon heading out of the pit lane. Please don't say we've been jumped. We certainly have stayed ahead of Daniel Ricciardo. But Esteban Ocon must have had a worldly of a lap there. He's still going to be on cold rubber, so it's not over just yet. But Esteban Ocon might have completely just snuck this away from me. As you can see, he's still going to struggle with grip down through turn 2 and turn 3. This could still happen between myself and Esteban Ocon here as we try and put the power down. But gaining on Esteban. We'll show him the nose. But can't quite make anything happen there. Surely now it is a matter of if we can try and just get anything. But the Alpine might just have enough pace at the moment. Oh, big lockup from Esteban Ocon. He cracks under pressure on the cold rubber. And somehow he's given us a lifeline here. We will hang on. And surely he's absolutely got a number on that set of tyres as well. Back into P8 we go, though, in the most unlikely of ways. It is going to be difficult, though, during the second half of this Grand Prix to hold off Esteban Ocon. What?
Lifting off the throttle as you approach a corner. Let the drag slow you down a bit before you start active braking.
We had so much fuel extra at the start of this Grand Prix. How? How are we now a lap under fuel? We can't have gone 2 laps extra on fuel in half a Grand Prix. Surely not. We must have an issue with the car. That might just completely ruin our chances here as Esteban Ocon immediately going to have a look to the outside. A little bit of contact there. What? I can't save that much fuel, surely. I mean, I'm lifting and coasting everywhere and we're not saving anything. At the moment, we need a safety car here. If we don't get a safety car, we're out of this. As you can see, Esteban Ocon, nothing we can do against the Alpine there as we head back down towards turn 1. We'll try and dart back around the outside of him. But we can't even try and save that amount of fuel at the moment. We can't save any fuel. As now Daniel Ricciardo is going to try and come past me as well. How was this suddenly? I mean, why didn't the team warn me earlier on about this? That we were using, what, 10, 15%, 20% more fuel than we'd ever expected. I mean, really, our only hope at the moment is just save fuel around the lap and then just absolutely melt through it down the front straightaway there. I mean, we've saved a little bit this time round, but, I mean, that's going to be near impossible by the end, like I said, unless we get a safety car, which, as Crofty said in the intro, isn't really a guarantee around the Hungaroring. I mean, now, as we head out the final corner of lap 22, I mean, we can't do anything against Max Verstappen whilst trying to save all this fuel, surely. We'll try and force him defensive down at turn 1. Big lock up there on the outside. But, I mean, we've just got nothing we can do at the moment there as we try and get the hook up on the exit. But we're just burning through fuel again. Why did no one warn me that the Renault power unit has such a heavy drinking problem around the Hungaroring there? So we'll try and do the old up and under, but, I mean, it's over. Surely we're not going to be able to do anything here there as Max Verstappen will defend from. We've got 12 laps to go of this race. We're outside of the points. We can't save that amount of fuel unless we just drop to last. I mean, nothing. Nothing we can do there. Mick Schumacher now at the inside of us. Down in towards the final sector. I mean, K-Mag will have to box again. No idea what Aston Martin have tried to do with the strategy. Why on earth they thought 2-stop would work around this venue, I will never know. But, I mean, really, why are we bothering putting the mileage on the power unit? That's what I'm wondering at the moment. I mean, what engine percentage are we at? We may as well. I mean, we're not going to do anything here. We can't do anything here. It almost seems ridiculous just to keep wasting the power unit, almost like a technical issue there, as I don't know what's going on. Down at... what is that over the curbs? Car just completely threw me over to one side there, but we got cars pouring around us. And I mean, we're still not saving fuel. What can I do? With 10 laps to go here, 11 laps to go, we're screwed. Like, we can't do anything with it, and we're still burning through loads of fuel. There you go. Goodbye, Albon. Oh, I mean, that's not great from Alex Albon. We'll let Pourchaire by. I'm not going to fight him. But, I mean, is this a bug with 1.08 on this game? I haven't had anything like this before, but that being said, this is only the second video I'm recording on the 1.08 patch.
Okay, focus. We need to stay on form.
I mean, what can I do? What can I do with that? We're still way under on fuel. We've got 10 laps to go of the Hungarian Grand Prix. We're not going to be able to do anything with this. I mean, we've got yellow front wing now. We're going to have to box anyway. Immediately, it is all over for us here at the Hungaroring. Like I said, we may as well save the engine for the second half of the season there, but what am I meant to do with that? Why did the team not warn me prior that we were going to have such a drinking problem this weekend? I mean, look at that still. We're half a lap under, and I pretty much just spent the last sector coasting around, but I mean, we can't do anything. But last place now in the Hungarian Grand Prix, it's all over.
Once these scrub tyres are up to speed.
And it's a performance to be proud of from our Hungarian Grand Prix winners. Natalie Pinkham, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
I really feel the track layout, combined with the track temperatures we saw today, suited their car. These cars come alive when the tyres are just at the right temperature, and the driver did a great job managing that as well. They just look so comfortable out there. It's like anything, it always looks so easy when it all just clicks.
As the winners make their way up to the podium, one can only imagine the celebrations that will take place at McLaren tonight. Congratulations to everyone on the team, securing the win and proving that they're a force to be reckoned with out on the track. This result then narrows the gap between our championship leader and the rest of the standings. So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. So then, Natalie Pinkham, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
Often, my go-to would be a driver who's managed to pull off an especially impressive feat during the race. However, in this instance, I was more impressed by Max Verstappen's solid, clean driving throughout the event.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Mercedes continue to extend their lead. Meanwhile, good work from Aston Martin this weekend, who pushed themselves further up the order. After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time out? Be sure to join us once again as we continue to bring you all the excitement of Formula One.
Well, there we are then, the end of the Hungarian Grand Prix, and it is Valtteri Bottas who walks away with the race victory there. Charles Leclerc P2 ahead of Russell and Lewis Hamilton there. Perez, Sainz, Ocon, Verstappen, Ricciardo, and somehow Kevin Magnussen making that one-stop work there at the end of the day. But I hate having to do it on F1 22. You know, it's not something I enjoy, having to retire from races there. It looks like Lando Norris joined me later on in the afternoon. But, I mean, we were going to finish last either way. We may as well save the mileage on the car and, of course, reset ready for the second half of the season there. But that means Théo Pourchaire with a double 13th place finish in the last two Grand Prix. He's close to those points. Fair play to him as well there. Championship-wise, though, Perez jumps back past Carlos Sainz there. Esteban Ocon re-jumps Kevin Magnussen as well just behind us. And look at that, Pourchaire now on countback ahead of Latifi and Schwartzman. Constructors-wise, Mercedes still lead the way, 59 clear of Ferrari and, of McLaren even, I should say, and 178 clear of Ferrari at this stage of the game. But yeah, a disappointing end to this weekend's action, though. Like I said, certainly not what I wanted to do, but we had to be sensible at the end of the day there. Thank you all so much for watching this video nonetheless, and we will return very, very soon with more F1 22 content. None of these videos would be possible without the help of our channel members, so a massive thank you to all of the names you see on your screens currently for helping support the channel. You can join them by clicking the join button down below, and yeah, thank you once again to everyone that continues all the insane support on my work.